Hello, Luminous Soul. Welcome to our Astaria Ascension world. I'm Aramea, founder of Astaria Ascension, and today we have a very special guest, our one and only Ivanka, who's been on our healing team for a while now, transforming life and kicking ass. And I'm super grateful that we are finally getting together to talk on camera and share her story, wisdom, insights with you guys. And Ivanka is also going to do a little energy clearing and meditation. So stay till the end to check it out. So welcome, Ivanka, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate you. And I'm so excited what you're going to share because I've heard some of your story, but not all of it. So yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really excited about this. Really, really excited.
You look so beautiful. I love this classic style you got going on today.
Thank you.
So the theme of your work is helping women to shift from a powerless princess to an unapologetic queen. And usually when we get to a point where we are able to hold space for people in this way, when we're able to take people from one space of powerlessness to a space of power, I know from my own experience that usually behind that is quite a powerful, raw and juicy personal story. So I'm sure that our viewers would love to know, and I would love to know how did it all come about? Would you like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. My pleasure. Okay, so first I will start with dishing up what's happened, how I got sort of to a place where I finally managed to start transforming my life and actually seeing that helping others transforming their lives is my mission and gives me great pleasure. So I grew up in a family which is quite poor in the Czech Republic. Or was poor, should I say. My father was an alcoholic and my mom was a cleaner. And we just really, really struggled through my childhood because, you know, also my parents actually got divorced when I was 7. But me and my mom, we couldn't move away. So we actually had to stay with my dad. And it was quite traumatizing to stay in that environment growing up because, you know, he was so heavily addicted to alcohol that he was just completely delusional, you know, and so there was lots of fear and trauma connected to that, as well as money issues, because as I said, my mom was a cleaner, so I would always just wear secondhand clothes or just really, really cheap clothes, and it was kind of affecting me because I was a little girl and a teenager, you know, and I wasn't really one of the cool kids. So it was just really affecting my confidence, and I'm a highly sensitive person, or as some people would call it, an empath. And so everything would go into me, you know, every kind of pain that I was going through, you know, any painful experience. And so I was quite a fat child as well, because my comfort was food at that time. And I have gone through quite a few things as well on the side, like one of the older boys that I knew, a little bit older than me, when I was about 7, 8, abused me. And so all these things that just made me grow up really fast. I just want to say I am a bit nervous because I've never said this out loud.
Wow, this is your first time you're actually sharing this information on camera?
Yes. So apologies.
This is huge. Like, I really just want to acknowledge you for that. I appreciate that because, you know, we have a similar big backgrounds in some ways. I mean, the other, you know, details are different, but my dad was also an alcoholic, and I could never, my mom was banning me from talking about what's happening at home. So I had such a fear, like sharing these things, you know, it was so huge. Like I was working on it for years. So I really appreciate it, because it's not just like, you know, you might not be used to doing interviews and talking on camera. That's understandable. But it's like, when we grow up in very volatile environments where whatever you do could be like resulting in punishment or death even, it's very difficult to actually be speaking up and saying like, this is how I feel, this is what I want, because it was not okay when we were growing up, right? So it's a big deal.
Yeah, thank you so much for your support in this, because yes, for me it was also the judgment of others a lot, because I kind of have got this, or have always had, and I think I finally overcome it, which I will talk about it later, this syndrome of a good girl. And it doesn't have to be a girl, it could be a boy. Yeah, that's not a gender kind of thing, but so I was always also, to keep myself safe, I was also always sort of walking on the eggshells, being really careful about what I say. And of course, missing love, because everyone in my family was kind of detached from their feelings, because otherwise how do you get through something like this in your everyday life? And I know this is very common. I guess that is why I'm sharing this as well. But yes, this is the first time I say it on camera. And I just want to say that, I've worked on this so much, and I've forgiven my father, and I loved my father, and I know I was his little princess. So it's not, this is not to shame him or my family at all. I just love them. But this is what happens in so many families. And so as I said, I was also abused, and I had to, because of a lot of shame I felt, I didn't know who knew about it, if other kids around me knew about it, my friends. Until now, I don't know who knows about it. But living in that shame, and first you live in the shame, and second you also, it changes you. You grow up so fast. You're no longer a little girl, okay? And so it just affects all your relationships, really. It's not just the romantic ones, really, but because of my father as well, I had to make sure, I had to keep everything quiet from everyone. So it affected my relationships with kids at school. Yeah. So that resulted in me, by the way, hitting boys back when they hit me, because I did not want to be abused. So I would hit them back, and then because I wasn't a good girl, I got myself into trouble. So I had a kind of a, how to say it, like people thought about me that I was this loud girl, loud, big, fat girl. And really, I was so sensitive, and so many times I thought, wow, they think I'm loud, but I'm so vulnerable. I'm so fragile. Why can't I be loved or embraced? But instead, I got abuse from them, sort of, verbal abuse. And
so when,
yeah.
So when did you realize that? Because I'm not sure about you, but like in my case, because there was this whole gaslight thing stuff going on. Everyone was telling me that I am the problem, everyone else is fine. So even though I knew that was happening was seriously wrong, and why are we having to move so neighbors don't call the police, or it's kind of like, but something is odd here. But like I was told to shut up and like don't tell anybody. And so I kept internalizing and hating myself and just thinking I'm the problem, right? Until much, much later when I realized, no, hold on, actually, this is not happening in every family. This is hardcore ritual abuse, right? So when did you have that moment when you realized, oh, what's happening in my life is actually not normal and I should perhaps seek help or change something?
That's a great question. So I didn't actually seek help until my heart was seeking help, but I was not in that space until I came to the UK, and I realized that I can actually be helped, because you see, with me it was very similar, where I thought I was the problem. But I knew also that there was something wrong. It wasn't okay, but I thought that it was me who was wrong, and I was really hard on myself. And it took me actually a couple of decades to overcome that, you know, that kind of inner critic where I would be the biggest enemy of myself, but also the perfect victim.
Yeah.
Because I was helpless, because I felt like that.
Yeah.
And yes, so
so if you can talk a bit about this whole shift from being a victim to like taking power, taking your own power, because a lot of people, like, you know, there's basically two ways how we can deal with this kind of stuff. Like some people just end up being the victim and blame their parents and their circumstances their whole life and never get out of it. And some people are like, oh, you know, how is this happening to me? So when did you have this kind of shift?
So I had it already in my 20s, which is about between 15 and 10 years ago, because I was going in this cycle for a long time, but I knew there was more to life than what I was going through. And there was even one moment where I came from school and I lied down on my bed and I was staring at the ceiling, which was something I used to do a lot, because I then got into this fantasy world to like keep myself sane. You know, I think it's called building mind castles, where you create this another world in your head just to escape the reality. But one day I just was lying there and I was exhausted and I was staring into the ceiling and I just thought, what would it be actually like to just end this? And then I realized that no, that's not meant to happen. And I was even imagining it, you know, how I would end it. And then I thought, I can't do that to my mom. But then I realized, no, there is actually more to life. There is something special about my life. And I don't know what yet, but there is something special. I am meant to live. And that was for me turning point. And I was only like 11, 12, which for a child, for a teenager to think like that, I mean, that's crazy, okay? And now, of course, I know it's not just my life that is special, but it's everyone's life is special. And that's why I do this work. But for years and years, these beliefs of my parents, you know, of my whole family and my ancestors, I know it's ancestors, it's not just my parents or my brothers, because I've got two older brothers. It's just ancestral was, you know, that it was encoded in me, this kind of helplessness, darkness, hard work, and like, I don't know, some kind of torture, you know, and that then resulted in self-torture, because then, you know, when we finally were able to move away from my father, our life got better, even though we were very, very poor. So the judgment of others, I was always afraid of that. And that affected me, but it affected me until I allowed myself to, and this is very important, what I'm saying now, because in my 20s, when I came to the UK, it really opened me up to finally starting to be, you know, starting my spiritual awakening. It really was, because before, if you said the word spirituality, I'd be like, "What? This is crazy, don't come to me with that," you know, and also it's not possible. But I started practicing Buddhism at that time. Now I don't practice Buddhism anymore because I feel like it's like a branch of a tree, of a bigger tree, you know. But it helped me in many ways to tap into that wisdom in me. And but I still wasn't able to overcome the victim mentality until I discovered personal development, like Tony Robbins style, you know, the #1 biggest coach in the world. Yeah. I remember doing this really badly paid job and years ago, and I used to listen to him or everything, like so many hours I would listen to him as I was working, you know. And I was trying to also overcome a divorce, and it almost made me an alcoholic. But this was really like going into it. Something in me always knew I want to go against this helplessness. And I would moan to my friends. And I'm saying this again because I know a lot of people do this without maybe even realizing, you know, that they are so stuck in that helplessness and stubborn. I was very stubborn. Maybe I still am, but I am fighting it, girl. I'm so fighting it because this is not happening, because there is more to life. And so, you know, from Tony, I started discovering this, oh, maybe I can change my mind. That's interesting. Oh, so you're telling me I'm allowed to dream and have goals. What, me? Because I grew up as someone who, there is no hope for you to have, like, why would you have dreams? This is what's gonna be like. This is what your life is gonna be like. Okay, this is it. And so for me, that was like, wow. But for a long time, I was faking it until I made it. Yeah. And then I discovered I started going from just mindset work and coaching into shamanism. I discovered shamanism, and I discovered crystal healing. And I thought, wow, this is interesting. That's like the world of magic, some kind of a world of magic, you know. So I started opening up like to quantum physics. That's what it is. It's kind of part of that, isn't it? Crystals. I mean, we're going into that now. And then I discovered Theta Healing, which is what I mostly do at the moment. But I'm also adding more and more coaching to that. And I want to add more and more because, you know, it's important to do the healing bit. And then it's important to follow up with the right actions. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, it's a bit like, have you ever watched or read the book of movie The Secret?
Yeah, I've seen it.
About the law of attraction. The most important bit, or like, it's like 50% is that you think, you know, to and feel to attract the things into your life. But it is really important to follow up with actions. Yeah. So that's kind of what the journey I've been going through, you know, was always looking for more, always knowing that there is more, and also realizing that there is this whole world of creation, of me creating, being part of the creator and being responsible. But also I had to go on a journey where I had to forgive my parents. There is nothing to forgive, by the way. They were just doing their best. But forgive myself, forgive my soul. And actually realize that and release the blame. You know, I was blaming myself a lot for, you know, now I'm 35 and I'm at this particular place in my life, but I would like to have this and I would like to do that. But we can't think like that, because that is stealing time from us. And that is really distracting us from the real focus on what do we want to create. And Theta Healing really was the opening thing for me, the majorly opening thing for my life to be able to really go deep into, and now we're talking about what Theta Healing actually does, and what I actually do in my sessions as well with clients is working with those beliefs that are so deeply encoded in me from this lifetime, from my parents, from collective consciousness, from other lifetimes, you know, and that concept that I can change my beliefs, that I can change, that anyone can change. Because I started finally experiencing that, I realized that it no longer was just a theory, it no longer was just words. you know, that, oh, other people can do it, but I can't. Yeah, it's easy to say, just change your mind, you can just change. Well, it does sometimes in the beginning involve actually some work, hard work, because you have to get your, you know, like let go of the beliefs that are keeping you limited in this box, you know, that the society put you in, you put yourself in for many reasons that your soul decided for.
I just want to,
yeah,
you got your flow going. We're going to go back to Theta Healing, how you work. But I just, when you said this thing about I am 35 and this and that, I just feel that there is going to be a great resonance with our viewers, because, you know, I obviously on some level struggle with this as well. Like I have very high expectations of myself, and I was expecting that while I'm 6 years old that I've already like done major things on the planet. But I feel, and I'm observing it because I work with a lot of healers and support healers, that those of us who are leaders through transformation usually start much later, because it just takes us forever to get out of that shit, right? And it sounds like it's like a waste of time. Like, okay, so I've spent 30 years getting out of trauma to be able to just kind of maybe join the rest of the society who's kind of normal and start living my life, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's the fuel and all of this we discovered during the journey that is actually it. So we've been doing the work the whole time, because part of that work is going through all the transformation. And then we're able to like meet a client in an hour and be like totally blow their socks off. And they'll be like, what the fuck did you just do with my life in 1 hour? Because it's like, we've been working on it all those years, getting ourselves out of the shit and practicing. So, you know, when you or I say like, well, we started doing Theta Healing professionally a few years ago, 6 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, it doesn't matter, because when I started practicing it, it's like, I know this. Not only I've been doing it on galactic levels before, but since I'm 4, I'm trying to survive in my family. I'm trying to read emotions. I'm trying to figure shit out. And it's, you know, I'm trying to like not kill myself. I'm like going through all of these things of like, you know, building emotional intelligence and resilience and like coping and all that stuff. So I just wanted to, you know, point that out, that I feel that probably a lot of people watching this kind of stuff and even following Astari Ascension, you know, probably have very similar paths in one way or another. So I just wanted to say, like, you know, we should be proud of what we overcame, no matter how long it took. Because like when you look at, you know, people who did amazing, like life-changing things on the planet, they usually takes them a long time to get there. But then because of that life experience and because of that transformation they went through, they're able to make certain decisions and do certain things that within a few years can make huge changes, you know. And like I met a few people who had very vanilla childhoods, very vanilla everything. And a lot of them are kind of like not really doing anything. You know, and you would think, I would always look at these people and be like, oh, they have a normal family, they like go home, everybody loves them, and it's like amazing. Like, how does that even work? You know, I have no idea. Like, I've never experienced it, you know. And sometimes it's like we need that fuel, and the fact that we overcame so much just gives you, you know, if you make it alive, it just gives you a certain resilience, a certain resourcefulness that is the achievement. And then, you know, the otherworldly achievements follow after, but like this has already been a massive achievement. So I just wanted to point that out. And for all of you who resonate with this, like, let's just take a moment and appreciate that you are here and that you came through the other side, and that you, if you feel you haven't fully come through the other side, that you are on your path. And that's the most important thing. And you keep going. You did not kill yourself. You keep going. You're working on yourself.
You didn't kill anyone.
Hopefully, you know, you're watching this video and you are working on yourself and striving to get out of it and help people. And that's amazing. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Amazing. As so important what you just said, because it's all, we've been doing this groundwork, collecting wisdom.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of times it was about collecting wisdom, because I've always had older people around me. Strangely, my friends were much older, but also because my brothers are older, much older than me. So I always was with adults. And to me, wisdom is like one of the biggest passions, is to tune into that. And now it makes sense, because as you said, it was the groundwork, really, going through what I've gone through. But there is also another thing going on, and that is that we must not have regrets in life, because regrets slow us down. I know that a lot of times it's not just that I was doing the work that I needed to do to get to this place, but also I was sometimes, or a lot of times, making my life more difficult because I was regretting where I was, and I wasn't appreciating the journey, the path I've chosen, I've been on. And so I got to a place where I had to give myself, I like to call it, space and time, you know, not be harsh on myself, not be super critical, not be hateful, having super high expectations. Why is this person ahead? Why does this person already has their great company and, you know, lots of clients, or whatever it is that you do in life? It doesn't matter. But that really distracted me and slowed me down, and really took away a lot of joy that I could have had. And so I actually always, I think to like 99% of my clients, I tell them a lot of times, you know, working on this, they're pushing themselves, and a lot of it has got to do with caring about other people's opinions, things like that. So again, the syndrome of good girl, good boy. But giving yourself time and space means, I don't care what anyone thinks. And it took me so many years, but now it just really makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah. And, you know, with that, I also wanted to add that there is this massive component missing in our current society, is because, you know, when you're going to study to be a doctor, everyone is going to say like, yeah, it's going to be a lot of years in university and it's going to be hard. Or if you want to be a lawyer, you're going to be studying a lot of boring books. Okay, yeah, everyone knows about this. But nobody tells you, oh, you're going to go through 20 years of like dark night of the soul, because you're going to be a healer. You're going to be a shaman. This is how it works. You know, we don't say that. You don't hear that kind of shit. So you just think like, something is wrong with me. Like everybody's already like, you know, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're just training to be a healer, a shaman, and a teacher, you know?
True. And it's really funny because, you know, when I was 18, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in charge of a big bank. I wanted to be this super successful, powerful woman. And then my life broke down into pieces. And I was stuck in this corporate job for years, not proceeding anywhere. And I know I'm one of the most ambitious people. I'm so driven, but it's just something wasn't adding up, you know. But then it started making sense when I realized, oh, I can be a healer. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I always liked helping people and listening to them and giving them advice, and then obviously it goes much deeper than just that. But one thing that you said about when we think something's wrong with us, and I believe that is one of the worst things that you can do for yourself, if you fall for that there is something wrong with you. Because for me, I mean, that's just, if you think there's something wrong with you, that sets your whole life, and you go into these weird spirals, and of the spirals of not valuing yourself, not loving yourself, maybe hating yourself, not feeling your worth as a human being, anytime I felt like this, I call it like cuts into my soul. It's like something felt weird, you know, like self-torture. It's like self-torture, actually, when you are not being loving to yourself, and if you can't accept yourself for who you are, and wherever you are at, and appreciate the journey. Again, it's a waste of really precious time that you've got in this lifetime. And I think one of the things that scare me most, if this was the last day of your life, how would you live it? That scares me to think about that, like, what if it was? And here I am and I'm doing this. And I know a lot of people are like that. And then I realized, no, okay, maybe I might not figure that out today. Maybe I might not quit whatever is not quite serving me anymore, but I'm still doing it. I might not quit it, but I might reduce it. And tomorrow I will reduce it more. And the next day more. And suddenly, you know, you start shifting your life. And
yeah, the thing with social media is there's like everybody needs a different medicine at different time, right? So it's like algorithm shall improve, and if you're only healing from trauma, it should only give you different posts. And I just
of course.
I wanted to sneak in a little question before we wrap up this whole getting out of shit part. So when we're talking about the victim consciousness, and then, you know, stepping into the driver's seat and realizing that you've got the power of your life, how, when you look back at your life from the lens of like, it's happening to me, instead of it's happening to me, it's happening for me, right? When you're looking, like, would you want to share like why you actually incarnated into that family and what was the whole purpose, right?
So I know now that a few things, that my family is actually very loving, even though they might not be able to express it in words or even physical contact, not with me anyway. I know that there was a lot of love, and I know it's a lot about compassion, learning compassion and understanding and overcoming judgment, being non-judgmental. And that kind of discovering what it is being unconditionally loving. And another thing is that I know that I had this belief that my soul, or maybe my soul had this belief that, you know, it would be fun to go through all hardships, like alcoholic parent, poverty, debts, broken heart, you know, divorce, and then what else? Weight issues, which I'm working on. All these things, you know, I thought, I know that I love learning, you see, and I know my soul loves learning, so it's so much fun. And once I realized that, I thought, actually, we don't have to do it this way. But yeah, that's what it is. I learned a lot, and I think, you know, screw anything else, I learned about love, loving them for who they are. And that's why I said earlier, I've forgiven my father, and I know he loved me, and I can say now I loved him.
That's beautiful.
And my mother, God, she was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you work with clients, what are your main methods, or what do you do to help them shift out of these victim states and feeling powerless and finding their strength and power?
So I think that a lot of people are disconnected for many reasons, disconnected from their inner power, inner source of power. And so I started noticing, basically my main objective, or my main wish, dream, is to help people, women, find their inner power and find their wild heart and the passion that maybe once they felt it and they lost it, or maybe they never had it. And also to really be unapologetic, to really overcome this syndrome, as I said, of good girl. And so what I do, as well as Theta Healing that we already touched on, where I work with we go into depth of their conscious and subconscious, and we work with their limiting beliefs to really empower them, because empowerment and realizing that they can be in charge of their lives and they can create their lives how they want, not based on what would my mom think and what would my dad, and I don't know, I mean, this is not allowed, and yeah, I don't really deserve this. I just feel like this roar of a lion or tiger, whatever, you know, like, no, you can have this. And I want you to realize that. Like I realized when I was thinking about killing myself when I was little, you know, I realized, oh, my life is special. Your life is special too. Everyone's life is so special. And so for me, it's really going in and rediscovering what they are really made of, okay? And so, of course, that's through Theta Healing a lot, but I know that a lot of that is through my own, how I view life, my own way of, you know, tuning into my wisdom and my strength, and not just my wisdom, but the creator's wisdom, you know, the creator of all that is, the source wisdom of that energy that's interconnecting us all. And it's so powerful. And no matter what you do, it always responds. So it's really important how you decide what you want to do. To give them this tool, or build that muscle, but gently, without pushing them. Yes, 10 more kilos, come on. To really help them to start building that power again, to get rid of what other people think, what their mom thinks, what their husband thinks, what their ex-wife thinks, even kids, and really tune into that inner power. And a lot of times I also noticed, I started developing this framework of, because I mostly work with women, I'm lucky. I call it feminine power archetypes. And so what I mean by that is it just comes to me naturally. It came to me and I started realizing that it was happening, and now I'm developing it into a bigger piece of work, perhaps a book. So this feminine power framework, what it is, that we all have got this inherent power in us. Of course, we are connected to the source, but we are also our own great source that many people, I dare to say most people, don't know how to use, or don't use fully, or think they can't, or they're not allowed, they don't deserve. And so what I started seeing was, for example, I would be doing a session, and of course, as I'm tuning in and reading the energy of the person, I would feel angelic energy, for example, or I would feel queen energy or fairy energy, you know, these different energies that are connected to everyone's power is great, but it's slightly different. Like your power, your inner power is different to my inner power, okay? And a lot of times why I think this is important or interesting, maybe if we start with interesting, is that if you don't realize that you can actually live in denial and not embracing it, because you might have resentment towards that part of yourself. So for example, my I think maybe because I'm tuning into these energies, I can switch sometimes to these different power sources or the truths. I call it like the truth about your inner power. But I think my most important one is like mother archetype. And so if I think about it, mother, that's not very sexy, is it? Sorry, moms, I don't mean to offend, but it is challenging to be a mother. And by the way, I don't have children yet in this lifetime of my own, but I could think, okay, so I'm overweight, so I'm like, you know, this like grounded power, strength, you know, I can embrace a lot of people, I can be loving, I can be kind, but it's not very sexy. And I also like, you know, I don't know, like, why can't I be a skinny girl and just like queen, you know? But the thing is, I can be a queen, and there is nothing wrong with, you know, being the way I am. But see, if I looked at it that way, first of all, I keep myself in that resentment. And by the way, again, it's not nice to be like that to yourself. But also, I'm not using the aspects that I already mentioned that are great compassion, great wisdom, embracing others, like such love that comes from my heart into like I know that I'm so full of love, it's like overflowing into like people around me, and I give it, take it. But again, see, if I didn't have boundaries, and I would think, yeah, take it all, that's again exhausting. So you see, mother energy can have problems with boundaries.
Yeah.
So I've built the boundaries, you know, and I realized these really positive aspects. And I also realized that this mother energy, it was just some kind of an old weird paradigm, probably also based definitely on the collective consciousness, you know, that and also because mothers are protective, or I believe the mother energy is protective. So for me, a lot of times in the past, to avoid abuse or to protect myself from any kind of emotional pain or any kind of pain altogether, I would build this physical protection. But I now know that I am protective and I am protected. I have protection, and therefore I can release the weight.
Yeah, so it's basically you look at the different archetypes and see where the people are out of alignment, where they have somehow skewed belief systems about it, and so it can be purified, and then also installing the right kind of boundaries or whatever is needed for that particular archetype to. So like you were mentioning, like when we're talking about elves, you're saying like elves tend to like overwork and stuff like that. So
yes,
I guess like all these different shadow aspects that are part of it, right?
Exactly. Thank you very much for saying that. Yes. And for example, the queen archetype, a lot of times, if they've got beliefs connected to their self-worth, negative beliefs, you know, that are dragging them down, or if they've, for example, got an experience of really bad relationships with their partners or ex-partners, it can bring their queendom down, that power, you see. So it's about reinstalling, remembering, getting back into touch with them.
So now we understand more like the core of the work. So for somebody who's never been to a session like this, they might be thinking all kinds of things. Like I got a recently one business friend started going for sessions, and a partner is like, so what are they doing there? Like some kind of on you. So do you just want to say like in a normal language, like, you know, if I now book a session, obviously I had a session before, but like if I book a session with you or somebody, you know, for the first time, like what happens, like how the whole process goes, right? If they book from Master Ascension, I can tell you guys that first you actually have a questionnaire where you give a bit of information about what you want to work on, so Ivanka can prepare. But then what you do with them, tell us.
So first I connect to their heart, and I want to know where they're coming from inside. What is it that is really bothering them? But I go beyond and I really see where it's coming from and where it's holding them back. And after a little chat where I get to know them a little bit, and perhaps they get to know me, I then really work on clearing their energy of any kind of old thoughts that are stuck in their head that can be released already, and energies of other people, and these things like psychic hooks, when people have sent you in the past or have been sending you these energetic thoughts which kind of got stuck into you and are dragging you down, making you tired. Really working on what is the cause, what is the true bottom belief beyond, behind so many things happening in your life. And you think you come to me with one issue, but we start on that, and you will realize that lots of other areas in your life start adjusting as well, as you start looking, as you start discovering your inner power, who you truly are.
Yeah. So is that like a dialogue, or like, is it just some kind of energy stuff? Like, if you just explain to somebody who's never,
Okay. I'll try to go more in depth about it. Okay. So there is definitely a dialogue in the beginning, and it's really important that the client feels safe and they can really open up, because if you don't open up fully, well, sometimes people are not ready. You must be ready. And you can be ready. That's the most important bit. And when they open up, we have a little dialogue, but then I also go and do intuitive energy scanning of the client's body, where I look at the different organs, different systems in the body to see, because the physical and emotional side, they're so interconnected. And I can really see it in the body, where it lights up, where it sort of speaks to me and gives me images of, where did this come from? What you're telling me, this pain, where is it coming from? So there is a bit of that. And then we do have a dialogue, but it's more like I also download, I also release old beliefs and give you new, more empowering beliefs that basically affect your DNA. They merge with your central nervous system, and new neural pathways start being created, and that's how you start your new life. Yeah.
Wonderful. So how many, like, so let's say I just came out of abusive relationship after I've been through a whole abusive childhood. I'm a total mess, but one day I want to be a queen, and I come to you, like, how many sessions, how quickly is it going to work? Like, what's the kind of process? Like, do I see results after first session? Stuff like that.
Yes, so you definitely see results after the first session, but you want to commit. You really want to commit to your freedom, to your liberation. And so of course it's different for everybody, but you want to commit for a while when there is a lot of things, and not just, I want to get a new job. That's like, okay, we could do that in one session. But if there is loads that's gone on, you want to have a proper, for some people 5, but I'd say 10 is better, because you want to also go over time. You want consistency, and you want to stretch it over the time as well.
So there can be
So I
integration.
would say 10 sessions, but I would really like to more think like you want to also think in time, like time measure, like give yourself 3 months to really have the transformation. But you also want to keep the sessions really consistent. So for example, once a week, or have 3 weeks, 1 session, and then 1 week off, but really keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can tell from my own experience. I mean, I keep having sessions, you know, every week anyway, because I went through a lot of shit, but now it's more like, you know, I'm not really dealing with mommy and daddy issues anymore. It's more like, you know, other tweaks, but like, you know, when you're core, when you've been through a lot of abuse and you never had any kind of base in your life, then it takes a while to kind of rebuild yourself. And okay, can we get a little taster?
Yes,
So that you
sure.
can do like a little meditation energy clearing with us.
Yes. So let's have a little taster. I would like to do a little guided meditation with you, and it's going to be really gentle but powerful. So don't underestimate it. Just because it's gentle. It's going to be gentle and loving, but it's also going to be awakening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, through Theta brainwave, I'm going to connect to the source energy of all that is. And I will make sure when you close your eyes, I will ask you in a minute to close your eyes and make yourself feel comfortable. I will clear your energy first of all. But also, I would like to ask you, because I will ask you to allow healing light to come into your body and to let go of any kind of old stagnant energy. So when you do that, make sure you really gently, but you really do let go. Okay, so it's basically going to be, feel free to do like, you know, like really, like let it out. Don't be afraid. Don't hold back. You know. And so once I clear your energy, I will then channel any kind of beliefs or feelings that are holding in your body, in your life, in your field still, and release the old beliefs of whatever comes to me as channeled. And we will download you, we will give you new beliefs. And in order to accept them into your life, you are fully in charge. So you always have got to say yes. And the best thing, if you are starting, if you are completely new to Theta Healing, you really want to say it out loud. Because then you are accepting that with your free will to really come into your life and accept it into your life. And I feel like I forgot something. Aramea, you will translate, but...
Yes, so because our channel is bilingual, we're obviously going to have subtitles for Czech people, but the meditation is kind of hard to do with subtitles because you've got to have your eyes closed. So I'm just going to translate as you do the guided meditation.
Yes, okay. And if you can right now have a sip of water, if not, definitely have water after too, because it's like a spiritual detox. So you wanna get some water back in to help that out. Okay, so shall we get this party started?
Let's get partying.
Yay, okay, cool. So I would like to ask you all to make yourself feel comfortable and close your eyes. And just allow unconditional love, energy into your body.
Takže se uvolněte a nechte procházet nepodmíněnou lásku do vašeho těla.
And allow for the unconditional love, for the healing light to go into all cells of your body.
A teď nechte tohle světlo nepodmíněné lásky procházet do každé buňky vašeho těla.
And feel how all your cells are lighting up with this beautiful healing light.
A vnímejte, jak všechny vaše buňky se rozsvěcují tímto zářivým léčivým světlem.
And everything and anything in your body that is ready to be transformed or healed right now, allow for that to happen.
A cokoliv, co ve vašem těle je teď připraveno na to, aby se vyléčilo, přetransformovalo, tak nechte tohle proběhnout. Rozpustí to v tom světle.
And at the same time, let go with your exhale any kind of old stagnant energy that's no longer serving you.
A zároveň s výdechem necháváte odejít jakékoliv zaseklou energii, která je už připravena na to, aby odešla.
And gently keep breathing in this way and allow for your body to and your energy field to accept this new energy into your life.
Takže vědomě pomalu dýchejte a při nádechu přijmejte tuhle novou energii do vašeho těla a s výdechem nechávejte odejít jakékoliv bloky.
And notice how your whole body is lighting up, and this light is now going into your whole energetic field.
A vnímejte, jak se vaše tělo rozsvěcuje víc a víc, až se rozsvítí celé vaše energetické pole.
And also allow this light that's coming out of you, your own energy, merged with your own energy, to fill the whole room that you are in.
A zároveň nechávejte tu energii, která z vás vychází vaším dechem, aby naplňovala celý váš prostor.
Don't be afraid, send this energy further and further until it fills up the whole universe.
A nechávejte vaše vědomí expandovat víc a víc, dál a dál, až se rozpíná přes celý vesmír.
And do this without any kind of fear, because you are safe and protected, so feel that.
Není potřeba mít žádný strach, protože jste v bezpečí a ochránění.
So as you're expanding this energy further, expand it beyond this universe.
A jak rozpínáte vaše energetické pole, vaše vědomí, tak roztáhněte ještě víc přes poza vesmír.
And go so far that you reach these beautiful, pearly iridescent white light.
A nechávejte ho se roztahovat tak daleko, až dosáhne na perletivé, třpětivé jasné světlo stvořitele všeho, co je.
And know that you can do this as fast or as slowly as you wish.
S vědomím, že to můžete dělat tak rychle nebo tak pomalu, jak jenom chcete.
Now is the time just for you. Forget what happened this morning, yesterday, a week ago, a month ago.
Tenhle čas je jenom pro tebe, zapomeň na to, co se dělo před měsícem, včera, ráno, zítra. Teď jenom teď.
This is time just for you, and you can let go of any kind of old thoughts or thoughts that are stuck in your head that keep going round and round. You can let them go.
A nech plavat jakékoliv myšlenky, které se ti dokola točí v hlavě, cokoliv, co bylo, co bude. Tenhle čas je jenom pro tebe, tak si ho užij.
And as you reach this beautiful pearly white light, pearly iridescent white light, this is the energy of the source energy of all that is. And allow this energy to come to fully merge with you.
A jakmile plně dosáhneš na tuhle energii stvořitele všeho, co je, tu zářivou, perletivou, jasnou, mihotající se energii, tak ji nech, ať se s tebou úplně spojí, splyne a splyneš s ní v jedno.
Now I'm going to channel for you what comes to me from the source energy of all that is.
A teďka ti budu říkat, co budu channelovat, co mě přichází pro tebe od stvořitele všeho, co je.
And what is best for you to let go of, and what is for your highest best to allow into your life.
A co je to nejlepší pro tebe, aby si nechala odejít, a co je to nejlepší pro to, aby si přijala do svého života.
Can the source energy show you what it feels like to be open to new possibilities?
Může ti stvořitel všeho, co je, ukázat, jaký to je pocit být otevřená novým příležitostem.
And if you would like to accept this into your life, just say yes.
Pokud tohle chceš přijmout do svého života, tak řekni nahlas ano.
And can we show you what it feels like to truly be open to possibilities and to opportunities?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit být opravdu otevřená novým možnostem a novým příležitostem.
And can the Creator show you what it feels like to have the power to create new opportunities and new possibilities?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit mít tu sílu sama vytvářet nové příležitosti a možnosti pro sebe.
Just really allow this new energy in and what it feels like.
Buď otevřená tahle nové energii, nechávej to procházet dovnitř, aby si opravdu věděla, jaký to je pocit.
And can the Creator of all that is let go, release any kind of old sort of heavy weight, heavy energy that's stuck in your chest, weighing you down.
A může teď stvořitel nechat odejít, rozpustit jakoukoliv starou bolest, energii, starou těžkou energii, která by sedí ti na hrudi, na plicích.
Just really allow yourself, release that sadness and that pain of the times when you were trying to be a good girl.
A nechej tady tu energii, tuhle starou bolest, ať se rozplývá do stvořitele světla z toho všeho času, kdy se snažila se nějakým způsobem potlačit a být hodná holka. Všechny ten smutek. Nech to odejít.
And let go of the need to be good, a good girl, and your need to please others.
A nech teď odejít tu potřebu být hodná holka a za každou cenu dělat to, co ostatním vidíš na očích a Okay.
Can we show you what it feels like to live your life liberated without having to please others?
Může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je žít tvůj život, být osvobozená bez toho, že bys musela neustále posluhovat ostatním.
And can we show you what it feels like to live your life unapologetically?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit žít svůj život bez toho, že bys se musela omlouvat, a jaký to je pocit prostě být ve své síle, dělat si svoje a prostě jít si za svým, nehledě na to, co si o tom myslí ostatní.
Thank you. Can the Creator release any kind of energy that is stuck in your field from any kind of psychic hooks?
Můžete stvořit a nechat odejít jakoukoliv energii, která zasekla ve vašem energetickém poli od někoho jiného, kdo nějakým způsobem negativně na vás myslel.
And this energy can be coming from people who, even from people who love you. They don't have to be your enemies. Just release that energy.
Tohle někdy může i jít od lidí, kteří nás i milují, ale třeba jakoby neví, jak používat své myšlenky, nebo byli třeba naštvaný, nebo něco se stalo. Takže můžeme tuhle energii teď nechat odejít.
So can we now free you from that energy, or from opinions, of other people around you, even your loved ones.
A můžeme tě teď osvobodit od všech názorů a jakoby názorů, kterým tě nějakým způsobem svazují, omezují a od lidí, který máš okolo sebe.
And can we show you what it feels like and how to firstly care about your own opinion of yourself, how to put yourself first.
A může ti stvořit ukázat, jaký to je pocit dát sebe na první místo a jako první se zajímat o svůj vlastní názor o něčem předtím, než tě zajímá, jaký na to mají názor ostatní.
Can we release the belief that you are here to save others?
Můžeme zrušit přesvědčení, že jsi tady proto, aby si zachraňovala všechny ostatní.
And can we also release the belief that you are responsible for other people's happiness or for other people's pain?
A můžeme taky zrušit přesvědčení, vytáhnout přesvědčení, že jsi zodpovědná za utrpení ostatních a že jsi zodpovědná za to, aby si dělala ostatní šťastný.
Can we show you what it feels like and how to stand in your power without sacrificing anything and hurting anyone?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit stát plně ve své síle, bez toho, že by musela něco obětovat, nebo sebe se obětovat, a bez toho, že by se musela někomu ubližovat.
And I would really like to ask you to tune into that in your body, wherever you feel it. This, even if it's just a little seed of your power.
A teď tě zvu, aby ses nacítila, kde v tvém těle cítíš tuhletu sílu. I když by to bylo jenom maličké semínko, tak zkus najdi, kde v tvém těle je tenhle ten pocit tvé vlastní síly.
And it could be anywhere, really. It could be in your heart. It could be in your somewhere in your stomach area, or it could be in your womb.
A tahle ta síla může být naprosto kdekoliv. Může to být třeba v tvém srdci, nebo někde v tvém okolo solárního plexusu, nebo to může být klidně i v tvojí děloze.
But just feel how this seed is there and how it's growing. If you allow it, would you like to allow it to grow?
A vnímej tady to semínko, kdekoliv si ho našla, a vnímej, jak začíná růst. A můžeš ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit to nechat růst. Dát mu ten prostor.
Mm-hmm. And just really feel it, watch it, how you perceive it happening.
A prostě vnímej, pozoruj. Možná to víš, možná to cítíš, možná to vidíš, možná to slyšíš. Jakýmkoliv způsobem ty to vnímáš, tak to prostě jenom vnímej.
Just allow yourself for this time to be gentle with yourself and to give yourself space and time.
Že dovol si teď být jemná na sebe a dovol si ten prostor a čas, aby ten proces probíhal tak, jak ty potřebuješ, aby probíhal.
There is no one else that is most important for you, more important than you, for you right now.
V tuhle chvíli není nikdo jiný, kdo by byl víc důležitý než ty.
So see, feel, hear, know that this seed in you is growing and see how it's changing your body, how it impacts, what it does in your body.
A vnímej, jak tohle semínko roste, jak se přetváří a vnímej, co to dělá v tvém těle.
And it's bigger and bigger. Allow it. You are, can we show you, you are allowed to take charge of this and really allow for it to grow.
Takže je pro tebe možné opravdu tohle vzít do svých rukou a vzít si ten prostor a nechat tohle semínko růst a růst a růst. A růst a růst a růst.
Yes. Grow and grow and grow, exactly. That's what we wanted to happen. We wanted to take over your whole body and feel it wild.
Nechávej to, ať to prochází celým tvým tělem, ať je to divoké, ať to prostě roste tak, jak potřebuje.
And can the Creator show you what it feels like and how to be wild in your free wildness, to be wild and free.
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je být ve své originální divokosti, ve své ryzí podstatě a jaký to je být opravdu svobodná.
And can the creator show you what it feels like and how to really have passion in your life, passion for your life, passion for yourself.
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit a jak mít v životě vášeň, jak mít vášeň pro život a jak mít vášeň sama v sobě.
Mm-hmm. And can the creator show you what it feels like to also be unapologetic and what it feels like?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit si dělat věci naprosto po svém, bez ohledu na to, co říkají ostatní.
And can the creator also show you who you are in truth?
Může ti stvořitel ukázat, kdo opravdu jsi, co je tvoje pravá podstata.
And now really feel these feelings, feel these new beliefs.
A teď jenom vnímej tyhle nové pocity ve svém těle, tyhle nové přesvědčení, nastavení.
And feel how they are connecting, merging with your inner power, the power that is growing and growing in your body.
A vnímej, jak se spojují, jak tyhle přesvědčení, nové pocity se spojují s tou sílou, která roste v tvém těle.
And allow for it to go into the fingertips, into your toes, into your head, everywhere, just take over.
A nech tady tu energii rozpínat celým svým tělem až do konečků prstů na nohou, na rukou, do tvojí hlavy, všude.
And just really allow yourself to feel. Can the creator show you how to really feel joy for life and fun?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit mít radost ze života a užívat si ho s radostí a hrát si, mít zábavu.
Thank you. And can the creator show you that you are allowed to claim fun and joy and passion back into your life?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit si dovolit a jaký to je pocit vědět, že máš dovoleno už teď si hrát a užívat si svůj život.
And now just really feel it, just as it's taken over. What is it doing to your mind? What is it doing to your cells? Are they lit up?
Teď vnímej, jak tady tyhle ty downloady pracují v tvém těle, co to dělá s tvojí myslí, jak se mají tvoje buňky, jestli se rozsvěcují.
And can the creator show you what it feels like to be supported by others as well as you being independent?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jaký to je pocit, že proto je možné být podporována ostatními a zároveň být nezávislá ve své síle.
And can the creator show you how to dream big?
A může ti stvořitel ukázat, jak snít a že proto je možné mít velké sny.
And can we release any kind of guilt for dreaming, guilt for having big dreams?
A můžeme teď nechat odejít jakýkoliv pocity viny za to, že máš velký sny.
And can we also release any kind of pain, any kind of sorrow over all times when other people told you that you're not allowed to dream?
A můžeme teď nechat odejít jakoukoliv bolest a smutek z času, kdy ti nějaký jiný lidi řekli, že ty si nemůžeš mít tyhle sny, nebo že si nemůžeš splnit, nebo že nemůžeš ani snít.
And can we also release any kind of pain from all the times when your power has been taken away from you.
A můžeme taky nechat odejít jakoukoliv bolest z času, kdy ti někdo vzal nebo nechala si vzít tvoji sílu.
And can we also now show you that your power is back?
A můžeme ti teď ukázat tvoji sílu a přivést ji zpět.
Now I feel like I can see that this power is really returning into you, even from outside. And it's coming into you like this rays of light.
Mm-hmm. A teď vnímám, že tahle síla se k tobě vrací ze všech stran a jsou to jakoby paprsky světla.
Mm-hmm. It's going deep into your body, into your cells, but also mostly into your heart where you need it most.
And it's, září to do celého tvého těla, hlavně to září do tvého srdce, kde to nejvíc potřebuješ.
Just feel into your body if there is anything, any kind of energy anywhere that is kind of dark or heavy. Just feel into it for now.
Vnímej teďka, jestli v tvém těle je nějaká část tvého těla nebo v tvém energetickém poli, která se ti zdá jako tmavá nebo těžká, tak jenom ji vnímej teď.
Mm-hmm. So this energy is something that you're holding on to, and perhaps now it's the time for you to let it go.
A tahle energie je něco, čeho ty se z nějakého důvodu držíš, ale možná, že vzhledem k tomu, že se to teď objevilo, že je možná čas na to, aby tohle odešlo.
So imagine for this, or see this energy, feel this energy lifting from your body and going in front of you into sort of a ball of light or color, just energetic ball.
Takže vnímej, představ si, jako kdyby tahle energie se teďka jako zvedla do vzduchu od tebe a dostala se do koule světla před tebou.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And just look at it in your mind's eye, just look at it or feel into it. Has it got a color or can you see a face?
A teď se na tu energii podívej skrz tvým vnitřním okem, nebo jenom to zavnímej pocitově. Má ta energie nějakou barvu, nebo je tam třeba nějaký obličej?
Mm-hmm. And you might realize with this that it might actually be a person, but it might also be just a shadow of the past. And if you now decide, you can let it go.
A když se na to pořádně podíváš, tak zjistíš, že to může být obličej nějakého člověka, nebo to může být nějaký stín z minulosti. Ale pokud se teď rozhodneš, tak to můžeš nechat odejít.
Can the Creator show you that you do have your own power, you do have the power to let this go?
Může ti Stvořitel ukázat, že ty máš svoji vlastní sílu a možnost se rozhodnout to nechat teď odejít, pokud chceš.
So however you decide right now, I would like to ask the Creator, with your permission, to let this go, return back to the light of Creator of all that is.
Takže pokud se tak rozhodneš, tak bych teď za tebe chtěla poprosit Stvořitele všeho, co jest, ať tohle teď pošle do světla a nechá se to rozpustit ve světle.
Mm-hmm. And in that light, it's going to change into unconditional, transform into unconditional love. And it's going to go back to you, pouring over you, your whole body. Imagine it's like a rain over you.
A jakmile se to dostane do Stvořitele světla, tak se tahle energie promění v nepodmíněnou lásku. A ty si můžeš teď představovat, že tahle ta energie nepodmíněné lásky se k tobě vrací a jakoby prší na tebe ze zhora a naplňuje celé tvoje tělo a jakoby sprchuje tě.
Mm-hmm. And just allow yourself to feel the lightness of this powerful woman.
A vnímej, dovol si teď cítit tuhle lehkost a tu tvoji sílu a být ženou. Užívání si toho.
And you are now coming back to life. You are now starting your new journey.
Protože ty se teďka vracíš zpět do života, oživuješ a začínáš svou novou cestu ve své síle.
So just feel it in your heart. And as you are feeling it in your heart,
A vnímej to ve svém srdci.
as you are feeling it in your heart, just get your energy back into your body and feel new boundaries around you, new healthy boundaries starting to be built.
A jak vnímáš svoje srdce, tak začni jakoby vnímat energii tvého vědomí zpátky v tvém těle a vnímej, jak se nové hranice, zdravé hranice začínají stavět okolo tvého těla, okolo tvého energetického pole.
Just feel this love. You are safe and protected, and you are awakened and grounded.
A vnímej tu lásku v tobě, okolo tebe, vědomí, že jsi v bezpečí, že jsi uchráněná, že jsi na zemi, probuzená.
And feel the appreciation for your life, for what you have overcome.
A vnímej vděčnost za tvůj život a za všechno, čím jsi prošla a co jsi překonala.
And as you're feeling this energy, just when you are ready, just shake your body a little bit gently. And when you are ready, just open your eyes and come back to this room.
A jak budeš připravená, tak začni trochu hýbat svým tělem, protřepej se, prodýchej se, až budeš připravená, tak pomalu otevři oči.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this.
I'm sure they did.
What's gonna happen when you go to sleep and in the morning you wake up?
In the morning you definitely wake
Thank
up
you
and I don't have to speak and check anymore. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I'll have to rewatch this and do it because I was trying to be a very good translator.
Yeah, you were great. Thank you so much. I know that because also it was coming. I didn't prepare it. It was coming. So yeah. I was like, oh, is it too long? Is it too long?
No, it was perfect. It was perfect.
But you were great. You were great. So thank you for the support.
So is there anything else you would like to tell our viewers before we wrap up? You've just seen all their insights now.
Yeah. There is just one thing, and that is that no matter what place you are at, and no matter how you feel, no matter how hard it might be for you right now, you can do this, you can overcome this, you can take charge of your life. Everything is possible. And you are really, really powerful. And you are not alone. So know that there are always energies, you know, the creator, your guides, and your coaches maybe, and your friends, loved ones, that will support you. You can do this. You are strong.
Yes. That's a very important, beautiful message. Thank you. Yeah, and allowing yourself to be supported is huge. I mean, speaking for myself, if I did not get support, I would just not get out of it. I mean, I am strong. Yes, I'm strong, but like you can only do so much on your own. And when you went through a lot of abuse, you just need help from somebody who understands how to work with this. So, you know, whether you decide to work with Ivanka or with somebody else or however you want to do it, I would just encourage you to call out into the universe and say, I am ready to be supported. Please help me. Because we have a free will universe. And if you don't ask for help, not even your angels can help you unless you say, hey, can you help me? Right? So don't be afraid to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. And the sooner you allow yourself to be helped, the sooner you are in your power, the sooner you can be helping others as well. You don't have to be helping others if you don't want to, but you can. But just the fact that you are in your power and you're not struggling is already helping others. And it's like, you know, creating ripples in the collective field. So the more people we have that are empowered, the less the grid of the powerlessness is going to be fed, the easier it's going to be for all of us to lift. So the more and more empowered people we have, the more and more empowered people we have. So please allow yourself to be helped.
Yes.
So thank you, Ivanka, for such an amazing time. I really appreciate all your sharing.
Thank you so much. I am grateful to be here in this space. It's beautiful. Share with everybody.
And you are beautiful, and I can really see and feel your passion. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So guys, if you want to book some sessions and start working with Ivanka, you can at astarascension.com. We're going to put a link below as well. And other than that, let us know in the comments what resonated. Let us know how the energy clearing was for you. Let us know if you have any questions. And yeah, that's it. We're just sending you so much love. So goodbye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.